My name is Christina Winker. I graduated from Blue Ridge Community College in December with an AAS in Medical Office Administration. Currently, I am accumulating credits to transfer to the Bachelor of Science Health Sciences program at Appalachian State University in the fall. The Health Sciences major is designed for students with an AAS in a medical field oriented program, and they accept 100% of the credits earned at Blue Ridge Community College. My career plans are to work as a housing first advocate within a health system such as VIA or Partners. And people experiencing homelessness must have stable and safe housing before their mental health issues, medical needs, and addiction concerns could be relieved. Okay, number 3, I am from Western North Carolina. I grew up in Marshall, and I currently live in downtown Morganton, which I love. Number 4, my favorite movie is Midnight in Paris. It's a film about a man who time travels every night while he's on vacation in Paris, and he goes to parties in 1920s Paris where he meets T.S. Eliot, F. Scott and Zelda Fitzgerald, Hemingway, Salvador Dali, and other people. It's a fun movie, and I would love to fall into that same time travel portal. My favorite book is The Psychic Dictatorship in the USA by Alex Constantine. It's just one of those like pulp conspiracy theory books you read in the 8th grade and you think, wow, that's absolutely true. And as I age, I just think it's fun to consider how the book relates to AI and social media. And the cover art's really cool to me. I think it's a neat book. Number 5, I've studied rhetoric in I was on the debate team in high school, and my teacher is huge on finding out what you believed and then asking you to argue the opposite position. To age myself, I once publicly argued that Joe Lieberman was an excellent candidate for vice president. I learned to be persuasive about views I didn't hold, and it does help me to see things from other people's perspective. The video that was linked in defense of rhetoric, no longer just for liars, made me laugh because a liar is what I always felt like in debate class because I was always arguing against my own beliefs. And number 6, the best strategy for me is to write everything down, pen to paper, which helps me to brainstorm. It's also the only way I can be sure I'll remember all necessary information. And for my meaningful text, the only thing I could possibly use for that prompt of something worth remembering even on your deathbed, something I thought I actually would remember, would be The Hollow Man by T.S. Eliot, which I first discovered this text in an 8th grade English class. And I had really severely cruel, emotionally abusive parents that they just wanted to be cool and sarcastic and bossy more than they wanted to be parents. And my brother had just moved out a year prior to live with my grandparents, so it's just me alone with those really mean people. So reading The Hollow Man for the first time felt electric, and this poem transformed me by giving me a sense of having company, and it made me feel like I wasn't really alone, like I'd always thought. And I felt like somebody had snuck up beside me and said, I understand you're miserable and exhausted. In some deep, visceral manner, this poem vindicated my worldview that suffering can be meaningless. Suffering doesn't have to be, God working in mysterious ways or something spiritually significant, noble endeavor that makes you a better person. Sometimes suffering is pointless and meaningless and should be called meaningless to its face. And T.S. Eliot was the first person I ever heard say life is very long, and I agreed with him completely. My parents would always say life is short, and that slogan always felt ridiculous because I was so tired of it all, and I'd spent so many tired years being tired of it all. But Eliot says, this is the dead land. This is the cactus land. Here are the stone images are raised. Here they receive the supplication of a dead man's hand under the twinkle of a fading star. Is it like this in death's other kingdom, waking alone at the hour when we are trembling with tenderness? Lips that would kiss form prayers to broken stone. The eyes are not here. There are no eyes here. In this valley of dying stars, in this hollow valley, this broken jaw of our lost kingdoms. And I discovered a video of T.S. Eliot himself reading this poem, and hearing the correct cadence for how he intended The Hollow Man to be read, it made it feel just as electric as the first time I'd read it. And I still feel as though, he's beside me saying suffering can be meaningless. Suffering is not noble. Because I don't believe that people have to suffer, and I don't believe that suffering is inherently valuable. So, thank you.